All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Wednesday. It is October 5th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your wacky Wednesdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the World Series of Handicapping.com Pro Football Contest. We are in season number 11. You can follow along. You can still play. You can still join and win the weekly prize, a free one-year membership at ATSstats.com. All you got to do is sign up, make 7 picks a week, sides or totals, and rate those selections 7 units to 1 unit. And if you go 7-0, you will win a free one-year membership right here at ATSstats.com. Also, today's show is brought to you by BullpenPicks.com. Last day of baseball, and then we get right into playoff baseball, and you can follow the top baseball pickers. Preseason basketball is here, and you want to make your selections each and every day at bballpicks.com. And I made my selections last night. Also, I made my selections in hockey last night. I believe I went 5-1 with my preseason NHL picks. In fact, when you go look, I had St. Louis, Buffalo, Vegas, Ottawa, New York Islanders, and I lost with the Kings. I could have picked up a mini cup. And if you want to follow my preseason hockey picks, make sure to sign up today at hockeypicks.com. And don't forget, you can use the ATS calculator at atscalculator.com. In fact, I'll do a game tonight between SMU and Central Florida. What you do is you go to NCAFF and you put in the 2 teams you want to do the results for. You click on create the ATS results. And tonight we got SMU winning by 1.4. And we got the over-under landing right close to 50 at 49.9. And the total in that game, 61.5. So we do have it going under the total. And you can sign up today at atscalculator.com. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It is a beautiful day here in the nation's capital. It's about, I would say it's about 10 degrees, and it's nice and sunny day. Hopefully it's nice and sunny where you're at. And we got a great show lined up for you here today. Yesterday, we went over all the NFLs. We looked at the early lines. We gave them predictions with the computer picks. Today we're going to do the CFL and college football, and also I'll give out my NBA NHL preseason picks. We'll take a look at the law of average selections, and I'll show you how that works. And we'll finish it off with the top sports betting markets, the top 5 sports betting options in the NFL and college football. And then, as always, we always finish it off with a little bit of practice.
We talking about practice.
Well, actually, it's the 80% Club, and we will do that just in a few minutes later on in the show. All right, let me see here. I want to say good morning to Scott Champion. He's the first one in.
Dilly dilly.
Yeah, dilly dilly. You're the first one in, Scott. Vincent Hayes in the house. Any best bets? And big fan of yours. And thanks a lot for tuning in, Vincent. And I don't know if we'll have a best bet today, but we will have some selections. ATS calculator is outstanding. Been using it for the last 6 months. Scott Champion, right on. And I just updated. I just wanted to make sure, because I know, somebody mentioned, I think it was you, and I said, you know what? Well, I want to go on the, make sure I go on the ATS calculator and make sure it's all up to date. And so I'll be doing that. Richard Taylor's in the house. Good morning, Richard. Hey, all the ramblers, gamblers, and are stumbling and tumbling into the bullpen right now, and that's what we call our bullpen. And again, if you want to follow the Raymond Report, all you got to do is make sure you go to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. So this way, anytime we go live on air, you'll be notified that the Raymond Report is live every Monday to Friday, 10:30 Eastern, and we will be here right for you guys. And if you missed the show, catch the replay. You can catch it on YouTube, or we also post it on our website at atsstats.com, or you can download us on your favorite podcast platform, either Spotify, Apple, wherever you download your podcasts. We will be there as we, right after the show, we always load up our podcast. So this way, wherever you're listening to your podcast, we will be there, hopefully. All right, I'm introducing a new, as you can see, I already gave you guys one of my new toys here in the toolbox. Hey, the sound bites. You know, you got to have fun when you do the show, right, Rex?
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Yeah, we always have fun here at the Raymond Report. And today I'm introducing a new soundbite. You guys know I love Mike Singletary, right? And I think it's time to party here. What do you guys think?
Hey, baby! We're going to be here all day! We're going to be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party! I like this kind of party, baby.
Yeah, we like this kind of party. That's what we're going to say to our bookmakers. Every time we go make our bet at the bookmakers today, hey, whenever you log in your bet, I want you to open the front door and just yell this.
Hey, baby, we're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
Yeah, and we'll see if the bookmaker likes this kind of party. So that's the new soundbite I'm introducing today. So we're going to party here on a wacky Wednesday. And yeah, you got to love Mike Singletary, eh? Isn't he the best?
I want winners.
Yeah, Mike wants winners. And man, I say this all the time. I would have loved to play for Mike Singletary, eh? Just smart, intense, and great coach. All right, so we got a great show here lined up for you guys today. And today on the show, we always tune into the podcast. We do our sports betting tips 101. Let's get to the sports betting tips. And speaking of tips, if you go to the podcast on our YouTube channel, if you scroll right down to the bottom, last year I did a 30 and 30, just like that ESPN 30 and 30, but I did 30 tips in 30 days. And if you want, if you're new to sports betting, it's probably one of the best things you want to go look at, just to get a little bit of tools in your toolbox. In fact, let me bring it over here. Go right to the bottom and click on Ron's top 30 sports betting tips, and you can see all my tips right here, 30 and 30. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that, and I think it's going to help you with your sports handicapping. And you got 26 years of experience right there, and it'll save you a little bit of a headache or a little bit of time with your sports handicapping. All right, let's get to the Raymond Report, the fundamentals of Raymond Report. And if you are tuning in for the very first time, this is you need a game plan, right? Everybody has a game plan.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Yeah, and this is what we want to do, right? We want to hit your bookmaker in the mouth, and they're going to love that party too, right? All right, so we always look for value in our selections. I play the percentages, the percentage play. Number 3, the performance cycles, player availability, and a disciplined money management system. I always like to see how many units I should wager on. Today on the show, you're going to hear me talk about the A, B, and C type teams in the Raymond Report, and teams that are bullish, neutral, and bearish. And in the NFL, college football, CFL, teams that are bullish, they're teams that are 3-0 or better. Teams that are neutral, 1-2, 2-1, and teams that are bearish, teams that are, as Joe Namath would say,
Struggling.
Yeah, they're 0-3 or worse, right? And good morning, Lee Clark. There's my good friend Lee Clark. Good morning, bullpen. Let's cash on a wacky Wednesday. Show me the pearls. So how about I'll show you the pearls and I'll also show you the money.
Show me the money!
There you go, Lee. We got a little bit of cash going your way, eh, Randy?
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, straight cash. Morning, bullpen. How's everybody doing? Says Ron B. And it's always a good show when you're starting off the show with 2 Rons in the house, right? A Ron B and a Ron R. All right, so I love that. 10 commandments, right? Let's get to the 10 commandments of sports betting. And again, I think I'm going to update this week now that baseball's winding down. I'm going to have to replace that with some basketball and some hockey tips. Thou shalt not bet big money on C-type teams in the Raymond Report. Hey, we don't do that. Never.
No, you don't do that.
No. Never lay points, bet the money line or take the points or bet the over-under. Never bet on double headers in baseball.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, we got one today. Follow a disciplined money management system like the Raymond Report. Never force a pick because you need action on a game. Yeah, you don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh,
Why
no,
not?
Never.
Why not?
Hey, why not? Never chase losing bets on a bad day. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. You're trying to beat the number. You're not trying to score points in your fantasy league. Know the difference between, the number and the lineups, right? Even though the lineups are important, but always remember you're trying to beat a number. It's your number against the bookmaker's number, and that's the name of the game. Never bet against A-type teams who are bullish at home.
No, you don't do that.
Nope, you don't do that. The 24-hour rule of betting: take a day off after a big win. Enjoy the win. Know when to cash out. Make it to cash out Monday. I read a great comment the other day. Somebody says they've been betting since 2005. They had a good bankroll increased, and he says, you know what? I cashed out. I don't know if he cashed it all out or he cashed some, but it was great to hear that, because how many times, and you know what? If you're honest with yourself, and this is the great thing about doing these podcasts, you can watch them anytime, you can listen anytime, but if you're not honest with yourself and you're just going through the rhythm, you're going through, the show, and you're not really, doing the work and the legwork, and you're not being honest, and you're not, applying the golden rules of sports betting. When was the last time you yourself, you watching, you listening right now, when was the last time you cashed out at your sports book? And if you've been doing this a long time and you haven't cashed out, now is the time to evaluate your sports betting options, right? Hey, or ask yourself this one question. What the hell's going on with your formula, right? So if you are sports betting and you haven't cashed out in many months or many years, you got to ask yourself that one question. What am I doing wrong? Right? Let's be honest. And that's the name of the game. You're in this to win it, right? You're in this to win it. You're not here just to make the sports book. What do I say all the time? Sports book, they're not your friend, right? What did I say? Today's the number one sports soundbite when you open the door to the sports books.
Hey, baby, we're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
Yeah, I like this kind of party. Hey, oh man, that fires me up like you wouldn't believe. Every time I hear that soundbite, I just get so I got goosebumps just thinking about that soundbite. Hey, I mean, we'll be here all day, baby. Defensive guys are wired different. Hey, anybody who's coached football just knows defensive guys, great guys. They're just a little wired differently. That's all. Never bet on teams who are bearish.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't do that. And that is some of the top 10 commandments today of the Raymond Report. Also of the Raymond Report, here's my money management system. A, B, and C type teams. You want to bet on teams that are bullish, neutral, and bearish and follow the units of the recommended situation. And those are your home and away teams on the money management system. And if you want to follow this and you want to know more about the Raymond Report, go to atsstats.com, go to tools, sports betting tips, and this is where you'll see this page. And also there's another page right here. Go to, I believe, where was it? Crap, I think I took it off. I'll put it back in. I think it was the book. You can always get the book too, but I did have I do have some articles on here on how to avoid beginners' mistakes, right? So I think it's, if you go to college football right here, look for beginners' mistakes. If you just click on the bottom here, 1, 2, you'll see there's some articles right here, the 10 commandments of sports betting. Here it is, how to avoid beginner's mistake in sports betting. And if you want this link, ask for it. I'll post it into, you know what, let me do that right now. I'll post this link into the chat box or the comment section. I'll do it in the comment section. So I'm just going to the website right now, and I'm just going to post a comment, and this is where the link will be. Let me see if I can open this up here. I don't think I can do a comment when I'm live on the show. All right, so we'll do it after the show. I'll post a comment after the show, so this way you guys can see it. All right, I saw my good friend OG Wheats in the house. Good morning, OG. Hey, morning, Bullpen. How's everybody doing? Let me see here. Mark Nation, morning, everyone. Sun seems a little brighter today in hot Atlanta. Hey, you guys are so hot there in Atlanta, the baseball team. Braves win East. My high school girls flag I'm coaching won their first 2 games, 26-0 and 19-2, and boom. Hey, there's a little cheer. A little cheer for Mark's girls high school flag football team, and hopefully you guys are having a lot of fun. You know, when you coach football, and if you're a young coach, when you're a young coach in football, you're trying to establish a reputation. And I know I'm not talking about Mark here. I'm just talking about any football young coaches out there, or even baseball coach or hockey coach or whatever, basketball coach. When you're getting new, you're trying to establish that reputation. You want to win, and you know, some people do it for fun. Some people want to do it as a career. The one thing you got to remember is have fun, right? If you don't have fun,
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
yeah. And anything you do in life, if anything you do in life, you don't have fun, you got to ask yourself why you're doing it, right? And I'm sure I connected on a few people right now just by talking about that. You know, a lot of people are doing these things, and it's like, well, why am I doing this, right? Why am I doing this? If you're not having fun, hey, lead. What's that old saying? Lead or get the hell out of the way, or get out. All right, yeah, I'm definitely not young, says LOL Mark Nations. That's funny. Hey?
Holy cow!
Yeah, holy cow. All right, again, we're gonna have a great show for you guys lined up today, but before we get to the rest of the show, let's go feed some ponies. One minute to post, eh? People running to the wicket right now. Give me the 2! Give me the 2!
They're moving into the gate.
Yep, they're off and running today at Parks Racing. Race number 1 today at Parks is a $7,500 claiming race, 12:55 post time. It's 16 miles on the dirt, and we are going to recommend the number 2 horse, Curlin Lane, with Salgado in the saddle on the 2, 8-5 morning line on Curlin Lane. The number 3 horse to place, Cape Hedge with Haddock in the saddle on the number 3 horse, and the number 1 horse today, Victory is Ours with Hernandez taking the ride, 6-1 morning line. And your Joker's Wild is the number 4 horse, Ricky's Revenge. Rodriguez Castro is taking the ride here on the number 4 horse, 5-1 morning line. That's our Joker's Wild selection. And you know what? If I'm going to play this one here today, I'm going to go with the 3 horse, Cap Hedge with Haddock in the saddle. And what you want to do is take the Double Dutch betting system, and if you have a $20 budget, put 10 to win, 10 to place on today's on first racing at Parks. The number 3 horse, Cape Edge. This way, it comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid once, which is also nice. And you want to make all your bets today at Parks Racing using the ATS Stats horse tip sheet right here at atsstats.com. In fact, we have a lot of tip sheets. If you go to our horse section, and when the pandemic hit, I was bored. and the thing is, when people are bored, we get creative, we get busy, and I created a brand new from scratch, a whole horse racing tip sheet section with our programmer, and you can see here all the premium tip sheets for today, October 5th. We got all the tracks, and we also got the tracks for tomorrow, October 6th, including Belmont at the Big A. And if you're like me, you're saying, okay, what's the Belmont at the Big A? I thought Belmont was his own thing, and where's Aqueduct, right? Well, apparently Aqueduct is going through some constructions, and now I guess the winter racing is at Aqueduct, and now they're calling it Belmont at the Big A, meaning, it's supposed to be at Aqueduct, but we're going to be at Belmont, and this is their way of including Aqueduct. So that's what I think it is, but hopefully you guys are betting the ponies, and if you are betting the ponies, hopefully you are using the tip sheet here at atsstats.com. And I see my good friend is in the house.
Put that coffee down.
Coffee's for closers, and Gloria K is a closer.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Yeah, she is a closer. Mitchell Watson's in the house. Good morning, Mitchell. And good morning, Bullpen, and good morning, Coach. And if you're just tuning in right now, if you're betting with your sports book, I want you to have this mean look when you get to your mouse. And when you get to the front door of your sports book, I want you to knock on that door and say this.
Hey, baby, we're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
Yeah, I like this kind of party. Hey, Ron's got a new toy, and he's going to over-abuse it today. All right. You know the rules, eh? Once I get a new soundbite, I kind of beat it to death. All right, but you know what? Money never sleeps, right?
Money never sleeps, pal. Just made 800,000
Hong Kong gold. All right, let's get to the market watch, and this is the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And what we do in this segment is we take a look at the Sports Betting Index to see how Major League Baseball teams did yesterday. And I know the home teams did very well. I think they went like 10-4. And look at the favorites, 12-5 for the favorites yesterday. And yeah, wow, that's a pretty good day. That's a pretty, well, actually, you know what? The doubleheader, I don't know if that Toronto game, so maybe it's 11-5, but I'll double check. 9-8 for the over-unders, and you can see on the 7-day average, 64.7% of the favorites won yesterday. 56.7 on the 7-day average to the under. So if you are, we're neutral market when it comes to over-unders, but we are very, very bullish when it comes to betting baseball.
Straight cash.
Yeah, straight cash when you're betting baseball with the favorites right now in Major League Baseball. Hey, good morning, Ron. Good morning, crew. Says Halliday Henderson. Good morning, Halliday. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get that straight cash today.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, and if you're wondering about, if you're wondering about some of the offenses out there in the NFL,
How about our offense? When are we going to put it together?
yeah, I know the offense is okay in Detroit. It's just the defense. They got to get that defense going here today. All right, let's take a look at the NBA preseason games here tonight. And again, if you want to make your picks in preseason tonight, I made my picks. I'll make them again today later on, and you can follow those picks on our website. So what I'm going to do each and every day, I'm going to make my picks at B-Ball Picks, and then I'll post the video on our YouTube channel. Same thing with NHL Hockey. And let's go to our dashboard, and let's go take a look at some of the NBA games here tonight. I watched. Did you watch that game last night between Chicago? I forget who they were playing. Chicago. Let me see here. Who was Chicago playing last night? I think it was New Orleans, and there was no sound. Like, it was just watching like an empty arena with just, you hear all the home announcer, but there was no announcers or nothing. Maybe it's on NBA TV in Canada, but it was weird. It was like, okay, I get some people do that sometimes, but the networks, but I thought that was pretty weird. You want some announcers at least. Hey, is that where we're at now in the sports world? We're cutting budgets. We're cutting the announcers. All right, let's take a look at the games for tonight. We do have 4 or 5 games tonight in the NBA. In fact, we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and we got one in Philly. You got the Sixers taking on the Cavaliers. Lions 4.5. The over/under set at 219. Now, we do have Philly winning tonight 110-104, and the total landing on 215.84. And again, keep in mind, this is preseason, so don't go too crazy, right? And an 85% chance of winning here for Philadelphia against the Cavaliers. We've got the Pacers as a 2-point road favorite against the Charlotte Hornets. And we do have the Pacers winning this one, 114-109. But look at that, 64.7% chance of winning. Only 21.4 for the Charlotte Hornets, according to our analytics. Raptors taking on the Boston Celtics. We got the Celtics a 4-point favorite, the over-under at 217, and we do like Boston here tonight, 103-100, the over-under at 204.2. Dallas taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, -7 is the line here on the Mavericks, and 214.5 is the total. We do like Dallas winning by 12. Look at that, 112-100, and a 68.4% chance of winning. We got the total landing on 213. I think it's the only total that we have going under the total. And then Phoenix taking on the Lakers. Lakers a 3-point home dog, the over-under at 215.5. And we got the Suns winning tonight, 111-107. Over-under landing on 219.28. So we do like it to go over the total. A 61.9% chance of winning on the percentage play compared to 23.08 for the LA Lakers. And keep in mind, this is preseason basketball, so don't go crazy. And if you're going to bet these games, I recommend beer and pizza money. All right, let's get to the NHL, and let's see what you guys... Are you guys betting preseason right now? I'd love to hear what you guys are doing if you're betting on preseason basketball. I know baseball, I've kind of melded in right now. I just... I don't feel like... there's with 15 games, it's just and then we don't know the lineups, and everything's all determined. I just don't see any value in betting baseball right now. It's just, and it's not that I'm lazy, but it's just my priorities are not handicapping non-competitive games in baseball when you got 75 college football games, 16 NFL games, preseason basketball, preseason hockey. It's just I'm just getting ready for the Major League Baseball playoffs, right? And tomorrow will be a show dedicated a bit to the World Series, and we'll have some futures props for you guys tomorrow. Tonight in the NHL, Yankees money line, says Elliot Ronald. My best bet, I like the Rangers today, also, says Elliot V. All right, he's talking about NHL hockey, and you can see the Capitals a huge chalk here tonight, -250. Totals at 6, but you know what? Detroit's a young team that's on the up and up. I'm gonna watch this game tonight between the Red Wings. I like their young stars, and Washington. Ovi's not getting any younger. I think he's got more gray hairs than me now. But 57.9% chance of winning. Don't lay 250. Don't do that, right? Where's my?
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, don't lay 250 in preseason hockey. If you do, I got some land to sell you in Florida somewhere. Boston taking on the New York Rangers. -150 is the line, 5.5 is the total. And I got the Rangers winning tonight, 3.4 to 2.4, the over-under, landing on 5.87. A 59.3% chance of winning for the Blue Shirts against the Boston Bruins, and a 29.03% chance of winning on the Bees. Calgary taking on the Winnipeg Jets, -120. So you got a pretty good of a discount line here at -120. 5.5 is the total. 59.7% chance of winning for the Jets. 39.9 for Calgary. And I got the total landing on 5.59. Your defending Stanley Cup champions, a big heavy favorite, but I'm not going to lay 230.
No, you don't do that.
No, you don't lay 230. The Stars, the total's at 6. A 64% chance winning tonight on the Avs compared to 38.6 for the Dallas Stars. 5.63 is our total. And I'll probably pass on that one. And the last game on the West Coast tonight in British Columbia, you got the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Edmonton Oilers, and the Canucks a 125 favorite. The over-under is set at 6, and we do have the Canucks winning at 42.8. So percent chance of winning compared to 31.8. How many teams are below 50% chance of winning? I think that's was there another one? Yeah, that's the only one here tonight. When you look at all the percentage play, the Vancouver Canucks are the only favorite that has a lower than 50% chance of winning. And if you're betting preseason, the one thing I would recommend, look who's in the lineup, right? Go see who, the NHL, like if you look at last night's game, the Sens and the Habs, they're going to put the first two lines, you'll get the Suzukis, you'll get the Brady Kachucks. It's the third and fourth line guys you got to see, because they're at the end, they're trying to make cuts. Those are the guys that are going to give more time. It's just, to me, preseason hockey and basketball, it's a good time to evaluate, watch it, not have a lot of stress. And if you're going to bet those type of games, beer and pizza money only. All right, let's get to CFL, and then we'll get to the college football. Only 4 games this week in the Canadian Football League. Well, there's only 4 every week, right? But the last couple of weeks we had 3. That's because this Monday in Canada is Thanksgiving. So, hey, we're already at Thanksgiving in Canada. Man, time flies when you're having fun, right? Hamilton Tiger Cats, a 1.5 point favorite against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And you can see here we do have the Tabbies winning 25.1 to 23.9, the over-under at 49.1. So we do like it to go a hair over the total. And look at the chances of winning the game straight up. It's pretty much even. 47.3 for Hamilton, 42.7 for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Saskatchewan coming off a loss against the Blue Bombers, 31-13, while the Hamilton Tiger Cats lost in Montreal, 23-16, and Saskatchewan on a 4-game losing streak. BC Lions taking on the Toronto Argonauts. Now, the Argonauts got spanked in Calgary last weekend. 29-2 was the final. BC took care of, actually got Paul Lapalisse fired here in Ottawa. 34-19 for the BC Lions over the Red Blacks. And we do have a 45% chance of winning for Toronto against BC. You know what? The West has been strong this year. Toronto's the only team that really, in the East, I think that, is probably going to give any team any headaches. Not winning the Grey Cup. The West is going to win the Grey Cup this year. I don't see any Eastern team going and winning the Grey Cup, but that'll be an interesting game. This will be an interesting game. BC on the road. They're 10-4 in the season. Toronto 8-6. But they got Brock. They had a pretty good run here, but it was all against Eastern teams, I believe. Maybe a Western team in there, but last week, reality check, right? Where was the offense? Hey, Toronto, where was the offense last week?
How about our offense? When are we going to put it together?
Yeah, they didn't put it together in Calgary, that's for sure. Edmonton taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Bombers a 13.5 point favorite. The Elks, let me see here, coming off a 25-18 loss in their last game against the Montreal Alouettes. And we do have Winnipeg winning this one 31-18, the over-under at 49.7, a 74% chance of winning for the 13-2 Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And Bob Dice taking over here for the Ottawa Red Blacks. They'll be in Montreal on Thanksgiving Day against the Alouettes. Alouettes a touchdown favorite. The over-under at 49. And we do have Montreal winning that one 32-17. The over-under at 49.9. Montreal coming in on a 3-game win streak. And that is your CFL report for week, I believe it's week 18 already in the Canadian Football League. All right, let's take a look at some of the college football games. I'm parlaying 2-team parlays on the money line, says Elliot V. We can bet on baseball on Friday, says Tongue Tied. Yep. Yeah, it'll be good. Hey, the Blue Jays in Seattle. That's I prefer Seattle than Tampa Bay, that's for sure. Tampa Bay scares me. Hey, that's why I bet them all year. They're a good team. Speaking of football, we do have some college football tonight. You got Central Florida going up against SMU. Now, the Mustangs coming in as a 3-point road underdog. The over-under is set here at 61.5. And according to our numbers, look how tight we have this game. 33.11. 33.03 favoring UCF. And you can see the totals at 66.1. But look at the chance of winning. You see, the one thing when you're using the Raymond Report and you're using the computer selections, I used to follow this a lot, and I still do. I still follow the analytics of the forecast, but only I put more stock into the total. I put, like, if I'm doing the side, I'll prefer looking at the chance of winning the percentage play than the forecast that I use here. But if I do use the forecast for the total, so we'll keep an eye on the total tonight, and we'll report back tomorrow to see how close this was to the actual forecast. But look at that, we got SMU at 50% chance of winning. They're on the road. I'd have to take a look at the Raymond Report. In fact, let me bring over. Let me see the last game. See. Because of the, let me just bring this over. Because this game's been pushed back a few times, so the feed, I got to delete some of the games in the feed. But let me go to college football. Let me bring over the Raymond Report. Hey, this is the actual tip sheet, the Raymond Report. When you sign up with your membership, go to college football, get the Raymond Report, and you go to the game. And you can see here, Central Florida's last game was against Georgia Tech, 27-10. And SMU lost to TCU. They lost to Maryland. They beat Lamar, and then they beat North Texas, right? So they're beating the beatables, but they're struggling, against the Division I teams, right? For Central Florida, so let me see here. They beat Georgia Tech. They beat Florida Atlantic, lost to Louisville, a good Louisville team, 2014, and then beat South Carolina State. So going into this one here tonight, you know what? The analytics have UCF winning by a close margin. It just SMU hasn't really played anybody. When you look at the Mustangs, who they played, right? TCU is they played people. TCU is a good team. What I meant to say was they haven't beaten anybody. They played TCU, and they played Maryland, but they didn't beat those teams, right? At Maryland, at home to TCU, Georgia Tech, they beat them at home. And they went to Florida. The Central Florida beat Florida Atlantic on the road. I don't know. I really don't have a strong opinion on this game. Home is home, right? And for college football teams, it's such a big. But this game's playing on a Wednesday. I don't know what the crowd's going to be like in Central Florida. But, I don't know. I think the total is where you want to lean this one. I think you might want to go over this one here. That's where I'd lean. If I were to play this one, I would probably lean over the total. And what's this line at right now? 61.5. Let me see if it moved at all. Opened up at what? 65? Oh, it's coming down. See, that line opened up at 65, and it's down to 61.5. So I don't like that. All right, you know what? When in doubt, get out. And sometimes, the best tip I can give you, the best bet you make sometimes is the one you don't make. And that's how I feel here. Had SMU been at home, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable. But if I were to play Central Florida tonight, it would be on the money line. But again, this line, what did it open up at? This line opened up here at, was it -1 or something like that? No, -3. It went down to -2, and it's back to -3. Yeah, just too unpredictable. Hey, college football, NFL this year, and if you don't have a strong opinion, or your gut feeling tells you, when in doubt, get out. That's what I think you should do. SMU has locker room issues, have a few top players wanting to transfer. You know what? And that's the thing with college football right now, with the NIL and the transfer portal. Like I've got some coaches that I talk to down south and here in Canada, and that transfer portal it's too easy for the players to, if they don't get their way, boom, out of there, right? Transfer portal. And, it's, and the NIL, I just don't know how the NIL is going to work when you got players making more money than some of your assistant coaches, or even your head coach, right? You can't have that. You can, unless, you go to a different system, but you can't have players making more money than your coaches. Even that it sounds weird saying that, right? But, I just don't know how that's going to go over in the future. And Lane Kiffin's onto something. Lane Kiffin said it best this year or last year. He says free agency is now in college sports. And again, the portal, as soon as the player's not happy, he can threaten the program. If it's a 5-star recruit and he has the program by the short and curlies, and he says, I'm out of here, it hurts your recruiting, because a lot of good players want to follow a lot of good players, right? And that's it's a whole new world in college sports right now. All right, let's get to some of the other games here tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, this is Friday's game on the 7th. We got Nebraska taking on Rutgers. We got the Cornhuskers, a 3-point road favorite, the over-under at 49. And we do have Nebraska winning 24-22, over-under at 47.3. Total in that game, 47, and it's 49. So we do have it to go under. What's the Kogo? The Kogo is manageable at 48%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total, and I'm paralleling those two teams. I bet on and watched a few CFL games over the last 2 weeks. It's a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be, says Ron B. Yeah, CFL football is good football. Ask Ocho Cinco, right? Chad Johnson, what did he say there about a month ago? That when Chad, if you go on Twitter and just type in Chad Johnson and for the CFL, he thought he'd come up here and dominate, and he was really surprised when he saw the this is what happened to Ocho Cinco.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Yeah, he got hit in the mouth pretty good. CFL is good football. There's a lot of great CFL football players here, and the players who come up here thinking that it's a cakewalk and it's just like a 2-game thing to get back to the NFL. It's not like that at all. CFL football is very competitive and it's good football. All right, so we do have Nebraska winning by 2. I got to change the logo here. I don't know why this logo is showing the Houston Baptist logo, but this is supposed to be the Cougars, and we do have Memphis winning by 2 here, 30-28, the over-under at 59.4. So we do like it to go over the total at 52.8% chance of winning here for Memphis, coming off a 24-3 over Temple, and Houston losing to Tulane in their last game. Is that true? Tulane 27-4. So I'll keep an eye on that. Colorado State, man, those Colorado teams this year, I don't know what's going on over there, but Colorado is not producing some good football. Anybody in Colorado, I know the Gent Woodworker, maybe he's watching to tell us what's going on in the state of Colorado, because right now the Rams and the Buffaloes not having a really good stellar year, right? The Wolfpack, let me see here, 4-point favorite against Colorado State, and they're coming off a 48-20 loss to Air Force, and we got them winning this one 21-19, a very closer than we thought, right? Closer than we thought. A 54.2% chance of winning here for the Wolfpack against the Rams, and the Kogos at 69%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total, and look at the strength of schedule. Both these teams last 3, 77%. Coming in battle tested, yeah. Some ugly football, college and pro, says the Gent Woodward. Yeah, football. Hey, the Gent. Hey, that's why you got a Colorado Rockies logo right there, right? Because hockey's keeping you guys entertained right now, because, and even the baseball wasn't that great. So yeah, it's a boy, eh? In Denver. All right, but yeah, you know what? UNLV taking on the Spartans right here. Spartans coming off a 33-16 win over Wyoming. The Rebels off a 31-20 win over a loss over New Mexico. Oh, they won over New Mexico. They had the Lobos 31-1 by 11. We got the Spartans winning this one, and we got them winning by 10. 32-22, the over-under at 54.7. 81% chance of winning here on the Spartans. Purdue taking on the Maryland Terps. Hey, the Terps, the Terps, a 3-point home favorite. Now, Purdue coming off that big win, upset win against Minnesota. And you know what? Let's see if Purdue can do it again. Go on the road and Maryland. Maryland, last game, a 27-13 win over the Spartans, Michigan State. And so big win for Purdue. Let's see if they can, put 2 together. And it's tough to win on the road in college sports, right? So we got a 31-30 victory here for Maryland. So we got Maryland winning, but not covering the spread. And we're giving the Terrapins a 50% chance of winning, and 4-1 on the season. And for the Purdue Boilermakers, 3-2 on the year, 72% on the Kogo. All right, yeah, he likes that one. Michigan taking on the Hoosiers, and Indiana a 22.5-point home underdog in this one. Only a 10% chance of winning. Now, Michigan coming off a win over Iowa. Iowa's, let's be honest. Hey, there's there's that little receiver for Purdue. He used to be at Iowa last year. I forget his name, but he's a good little receiver. And he transferred. He went to Purdue, and because I remember Purdue played, I think it was Penn State and I saying, well, yeah, okay, how come, that's the receiver last year that was at Purdue, Iowa. Why did he transfer? Yeah, I know why now, because he knew the offense was not going to be good this year, probably his last year, and that's why he transferred, right? What's that receiver for Purdue? You know what? Now that I got this on my mind, I got to go get it. Let me go to the college football. Let me go to depth charts by team. Let's go to the Big 12, Big 10. Big 10. Let me go to my Purdue line right here. Unless you guys can tell me before I look it up. Is it Charlie Jones? Yeah, Charlie Jones, right? That little receiver. Charlie Jones, 47 receptions, 588, and played in Iowa last year. 21. He's got double the receptions this year compared to last year. He had 21 for 323, and he's already got 47 reception in 5 games. Iowa's a running team. That's all basically what I can say right there. And that's why Charlie Jones, I bet you anybody who knows Charlie Jones says it's fifth, what is it, the third year? Let me see here. What year is Charlie in here? Yeah, he's going into his 3rd year. I thought it was more than that. Yeah, you know what? He just got tired of not getting the ball. That's why he transferred. But again, we just talked about the transfer portal, right? If you're not happy, that's what happens. Players, I understand both sides, because if a player like Charlie Jones wants to play in the NFL or the Canadian Football League or at the next level, he needs to be involved in the offense. And if Iowa wasn't on offense, wasn't getting the ball, hey, I get it. I get why they transfer. But the thing is, as coaches, what do we stress all the time, right? Team. It's all about team, special teams, defensive team, offensive team. And, but there is some part of individualism. I don't want to say that 10 times. Individualism involved in sports when you're trying to get to a certain level. But when you're part of a team, what's the thing you work for, right? You work towards winning the week, winning the day, and at the end, win playoffs and win championships, right? But I get why Charlie Jones would want to get out of Purdue and go to Maryland. I knew it. I knew that first game when they played, was it Penn State? That was on the national broadcast game. I think it was like a Thursday night. And I saw it wasn't the receiver from Iowa. And I bet you he left because he just wasn't sold on the offense, right? Anyways, enough on Charlie Jones. Michigan against Indiana. We 39-19, so we got them winning by 20. Michigan, again, that's why I got on the Charlie Jones bandwagon there, is because they played Iowa last week. Iowa is just anemic on offense. They got no offense, and 27-14. That's not a really an impressive score for a 6th ranked, what are they, Michigan, 6th ranked team in the nation. That should have been a blowout, right? But look at their schedule. They played cupcakes the first 3 weeks, and then they played Iowa, another cupcake, Indiana, another cupcake. We'll see next week when they play Penn State if Michigan is for real. I got a feeling Penn State's going to put the boots to them. Penn State looks good. Offensively, defensively, they're a good football team. They're ranked 10th. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think Penn State should be number 6 and Michigan number 10. Anyways, so we do have the Wolverines winning this one, 39-19. The over-runner landing on 59.46. Kogo's at 86. Very, very high. Eastern Michigan taking on the Broncos, and that game will be on Saturday. Michigan game's on Saturday. So is that, let me see here. Is that the Saturday? Let me see. Yeah, Saturday. All right. What else we got here? Yeah, Eastern Michigan against Western Michigan. So we got some MAC play right here. 30-26 for the Broncos over the Eagles. 56.9 is what we have on the total. And looking at the chance of winning, 58.3 for the Broncos. And let me see here. 43.1 for Eastern Michigan. All right, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Wow. I was at, last week, I was at the Panda game here in Ottawa watching the Carleton play Ottawa U, and I was looking at my scorecast on my app, and I was like, what? Missouri beating Georgia? What's going on here? And it was like in the second half. And I was like, okay, Georgia, hey, you can't run the board every week. And sometimes, football teams and games are like styles of fights, right? I say this all the time. Anytime a certain team faces another team, it's like a boxer facing a southpaw, right? The style of play that teams play, I guess Georgia, the way Missouri plays, did not fit their style, but they found a way to win. And to me, defending champion Georgia Bulldogs found a way to win. Kirby Smart and his staff made some great adjustments, obviously, to win that game, 26-22. But great teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose, right? Florida Gators coming off a 52-17 win over Eastern Washington. It better be a win. -10 is the line. That's a big line. And Missouri, how are they going to rebound off that devastating loss? It's like you're in the 14, 15 round. You got the champion. You got him on the ropes, and you're jabbing, and all of a sudden the uppercut comes. Right? That's what happened last week to Missouri. 15 round jab, and then boom. Old bulldog uppercut right there, and this came up and got the win. Tough spot. We'll see how the Tigers rebound. Normally a game like that, it's tough to you had them, and as long as the coaching staff from Missouri just next game, important. We always say in football, what's the most important play in football? The next play. What's the more important game in football? The next game, right? You got to have that next game mentality, and if Missouri has a good week of practice, they should go in there and take care of business. And but according to our analytics, 79.3% chance of winning here for the Gators. Gators are just inconsistent, right? I know the quarterback was it Richardson for the Gators? Everybody after week 1 wanted to give him the Heisman, and then the pressure got to him. And we'll see this weekend how the Gators handle that pressure. Tennessee taking on the LSU Tigers, and you see the Vols. Hey, the Vols are a good team. -3 is the line. They're coming off a win. Now they're on a bye week. Or did they play last week? Because the one thing with our system is that we only get the feeds on line games, right? So remember I told you guys on Monday, sometimes you'll see that like for instance, Tennessee might have played a Division II team last week, but we don't carry those lines, right? So I'll have to take a look. Maybe they've been off for 13 days, but I'll take a look at that after. -3 is the line, 64 is the total. Hey, LSU is, they're not the same type of LSU that we're used to see with Coach O there, right? Brian Kelly is there. It takes time to implement your recruiting, recruits. It takes time to implement your philosophy, the environment you're trying to create. Just stay off the dance floor, Brian. Hey, if I'm just going to say one thing, just stay off the dance floor with your recruits. Nobody wants to see that. 60.4% chance of winning here on the Volunteers, 39.5 for the Tigers, and we got the total landing on 59.3, and should be a good one. Arkansas, tough one last week. Hey, you got Bama in your house, and Alabama's Alabama, right? Nick Saban. They made a nice little comeback, but the Crimson Tide just flexed their muscle there in the second half. 49-26. Mississippi State. Hey, the Pirate Mike Leach, one of my favorite coaches. Hey, Hal Mummy, Mike Leach, Dana Horgerson, who else? Kingsbury, all the air raid guys. I'm an air raid guy. I love air raid, and air raid is a type of offense. And Mississippi State is -9.5 point, 59.5 is the total. A bit of a high line though, right? A little bit of a high line. I have to take a look at my value. Look at my value index, 14.2. But I don't lay points. I love Leach, but I'm not laying 9.5 in this one, and I'm not taking the money line. A 65.4% chance. Arkansas, how are they going to rebound off that loss, right? It's when you lose, it's hard. And as a coach, the biggest thing to do is motivate your team to get back on track, right? And now you got to go to Mississippi State. You got to face the Bulldogs. It's going to be tough. Buffalo and Bowling Green. We got the Falcons winning 30-28. TCU taking on Kansas. Hey, the Jayhawks. They hey, you know what? I tipped my hat off to them. I had Iowa State on the money line last week, and you know what? You just got to tip your hat. And Iowa State had a chance to either tie it or win it last week, and unfortunately it didn't come through. But hey, again, you got to tip off your ass to the Jayhawks, but it's going to get tough this week against TCU as a 6.5 point home underdog. But the one thing I can tell you from my experience, teams like this, where you think, okay, they should have lost last week, they should lose this week to TCU, they find ways to win. And to me, if you're going to touch this game, you got to go with Kansas. I know a lot of sharps and everybody's going to be on TCU thinking, okay, now you're playing with the big boys. Trust me, these type of teams, I've seen it all before. You think, okay, you know what? Here comes the big boys. Now they're going to show them who's boss. Normally these things, you got to go with that uncomfortable pick. I think Kansas is the play this week. Texas taking on the Sooners. Now, Boomer Sooners losing to TCU 55-24. That, let me see. Hey?
Our formula is this.
Well, they got punched in the mouth there.
We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Yeah, they got punched in the mouth there. I'm trying to look at a good soundbite. I don't found I'm losing my I'm losing my rhythm here. Hey, I needed a good soundbite to go on that, but hey, how about this one?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
There you go.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
A little late, but it's there. All right, so the Sooners, a 7.5 point home underdog to the Longhorns. You know what? Anytime you get these big games, is this the Red River rivalry? Is this the one? Yeah, I think so, right? Is that the big one here? 7.5 point road favorite. The over-under is at 65. Yeah, let me know. Is this the big... I don't even know what it's called anymore. It's been changed so many times, the name. But we do have Texas winning this one. 37-27, the over-under at 64.9. So we got Texas winning by 10. And again, the public's going to see that last game from the Sooners and to say, you know what? They got smoked. They got spanked. There's no way that, Texas coming off that big win over West Virginia. And remember, the Ross's Benjamin's philosophy, right? A team coming off a straight-up ATS loss against a team coming off a straight-up an ATS win. The law of average tells you the Sooners to play, right? So maybe the Sooners play, but keep in mind, we're only given a 25.5% chance of winning, 74.4% for the Longhorns. All right, we got Louisville taking on Virginia. We do have the Cardinals winning this one, 27-24, the over-under at 52.2, 57.6% chance of winning. Yes, it is. It's the last Red River shootout. Yes, it will be the last. Why is it the last? Mark, do you know? Why is it the last one? This is like a tradition here. Why would you mess with that, right? It's like the Jug Bowl with Minnesota, Michigan. Why would you mess with that? Akron taking on Ohio. 36-23 is we have as a score. We got the Bobcats winning there. Georgia Southern against Georgia State. Hey, I know one thing. A team named Georgia is going to win. And we do have the Southern, was it the Eagles right here? Well, what's Georgia Southern's nickname? So anyway, the Panthers is for Georgia State. We do have Southern winning 33-32, the over-under at 65.9. A 30.7% chance of winning for Georgia State compared to 49.2. Oklahoma, moving to the SEC. That's right. You are correct, sir. Yes. Hey, Cincinnati taking on the South Florida Bulls. We got the Bearcats winning this one 42-18, the over-under at 61.1. Tulsa taking on Navy. Navy coming off a 13-10 loss to Air Force. Competitive, but they're still losing record on the year. And 23-29 favoring the Hurricane. Tulsa winning this one with a 58.83% chance of winning. Ball State taking on the Chippewas. We got Central Michigan winning this one 34-25, the over-under at 60.2, a 65.4% trend. Tracy Ham, the Eagles. Okay, yeah, Tracy Ham, yeah. Canadian Football League legend, Tracy Ham. Tracy Ham, to me, with Damon Allen, the two best CFL quarterbacks that can run the football. The trick in winning in the CFL, because there's only 3 downs, if you got a quarterback who can run, it's like having an extra running back. And Tracy Ham and Damon Allen, the two best running quarterbacks in CFL history. Let me see here, 65.4 for the Chippewas. Toledo taking on Northern Illinois. And we got the Rockets winning this one, 33-26, over-under at 59. Wisconsin, didn't they fire their coach this week, Paul Chris? Is he gone? I know there was rumors, and I've been so busy this week. I thought I saw he got fired, or they let him go, or he's going to let it go at the end of the year. I wasn't too sure what the story was there. 26-16, the over-under landing on 43.2. And Wisconsin coming off a 34-10. Yeah, that probably got him fired right there. Penn State winning last week. That was a wet one, right? Against Northwestern against Penn State. That was a wet game. 17-7 for Penn State. Kent State taking on Miami. We got the Golden Flashes winning this one 28-26. Liberty. I love Liberty. Hey, you guys if you're a member of the premium picks, I've been on Liberty about 4 times this year. The only time I didn't take them is when they're that big favorite in the game before Old Dominion. I had Liberty last week as my free play, and today I'm not laying 25 points on the Flames. Hugh Freeze, great head coach. Hey, he'll have to get a job somewhere, right? Liberty. UAB taking on Middle Tennessee State. We got the Blazers winning this one 30-20. We got the Pirates, The Pirates, a 4-point road underdog against the Green Wave in New Orleans. A little story time with Ron here. So in 1995, I was coaching a team here in Ottawa. It was an all-star team. And there was a gentleman in New Orleans. the Leprechauns, the Kenner Leprechauns. I'm pretty sure people in Louisiana will know the Kenner Leprechauns, the football team. Well, he invited 3 teams to come up. A team from Ottawa, a team from Montreal, a team from Hamilton. There was a team from Louisiana, Kenner. And the team, he rented the Superdome, and these were bantam age players. So that was be about 15, 16-year-olds, right? So we went down to Louisiana, and we played in a tournament. And one of the games was at Tulane Stadium, at the Green Wave Stadium. And then the finals were at the Superdome. But what a great experience that was. So anytime I think of Tulane, I think of that stadium where we went and we played the Kenner Leprechaun. So a little story time with Ron, and now you know the rest of the story on that little bit of history right there, right? All right, so East Carolina at Tulane. So we got the Pirates coming in, putting the upset here at 26-23. Texas Tech taking on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Mike Gundy, I'm a man, I'm 40. Hey, doing a hell of a job there with the Cowboys, and 9.5 point favorite against the Red Raiders. And we do like Oklahoma State in this one, 38-28. So we got them winning by 10, but look at the hook. Hey, will that hook come into play? And a 64% chance of winning today for Oklahoma State. Virginia Tech taking on the Pitt Panthers. Panthers a 14.5 point favorite. The over-under at 41.5. And we do like the Panthers to win this one. 31-14, the over-under landing on 46.1. The Utah Utes. Did you say Utes? Yeah, I said Utes. Against the Bruins, UCLA. 32-26 for Utah, 3.5 point road favorite. The over-under at 64, and we do have the Utes winning at 64% chance of winning that game. Auburn taking on the Georgia Bulldogs, who got a little bit of a scare last week against Missouri, and Auburn coming off that 21-17 loss to LSU, a game where they came up flying right out of the gate, right? 88 out of the gate, and they couldn't close the deal. What do they have, a 17-3 or 17-0 lead in that game? And here comes the Louisiana State Bulldogs, right? The Tigers. And so we do have Georgia winning this one, 37-10, the over-under landing on 48. Duke Blue Devils against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. We do have a close one here. Look at that. We have Duke, a 3-point road favorite, the over-under at 53.5, and 26.9 to 26.08 favoring Georgia Tech. And look at the chance of winning. 51.7 for Duke, 51.06. Too close to call. All right, Miami taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now, the Canes losing last week to Middle Tennessee State, 45-31. Hey, you got to beat the beatables, right? Got to beat the beatables. And North Carolina off a 38-17 win over Virginia Tech. And we're giving the Tar Heels a 46% chance of winning. We got the Buckeyes taking on the Spartans. We got Ohio State a 27-point, almost a 4-touchdown favorite against Mel Tucker and the Michigan State Spartans. We're going to go with Ohio State in this one, 48-23, over-under at 72. Hey, 72 was the total, 65.5. So we got flying over the total. Arizona State fired Herm Edwards, and now Washington Huskies are going to come in as a 14-point road favorite. We do like the Huskies winning this one, 38-21, the over-under at 60.5. And looking at Ole Miss taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Vanderbilt off the last game was a 55-3 loss to Bama. And you can see Ole Miss coming off that win over Kentucky. And was Ole Miss a favorite in that game? I thought it was a 7-point line, right? I think it was a 7-point line. I don't know. I forget who was favored. I want to say Kentucky was favored. But anyways, it was a 22-19 win for the Rebels. And Lane Kiffin now going to Vanderbilt, take on the Commodores. 35-17 is our final. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, taking on UTSA. Hey, that's another team I've been riding. Liberty and UTSA and James Madison, my under-the-radar, top secret teams that I'm betting on. Now the top secret's out. Hey, the cat's out of the bag. I like this party, baby?
Hey, baby! We're gonna be here all day! We're gonna be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party!
Yeah, we like this kind of party. Yeah, UTSA is against Western Kentucky. 73.5 is the total. Hey, every time in my experience with these high totals, they always go over. Hey, you think 73.5 is going to go under? There's no way. And next thing you know, the game lands on 74 or something. 39-28 is the final. 68.1 is the total. So even though our analytics has it, look at the Kogo, 5%. Yeah, you know what? Stay away. Southern Miss against Troy. We got the Trojans winning this one 24-21. Wyoming taking on the Lobos. We do have Wyoming winning this one 18-15 in a low-scoring affair. Look at the total, 36.5. UTEP taking on the Bulldogs, Louisiana Tech. And we do have... wow, another close one. We have the Bulldogs winning 27.7 to 27.6 over under at 55. But look at the Cal. Cal favoring the Miners at 50% chance of winning. Hey, Connecticut, Jim Moore Jr. Hey, don't look now, but he might be turning that program around. A win last week against Fresno State. Congratulations to the Husky. Hey, so big win last week. Now they go to Florida International, and we got 28-23 favoring the Huskies. Appalachian State taking on the Texas State Bobcats. We do have the Mountaineers winning this one 40-19. The over-under at 59.8. James Madison, my under-the-radar team that I've been taking all along. 11.5-point road favorite against Arkansas State, and we do like James Madison winning this one 31-24, a 74% chance of winning here for James Madison. Air Force taking on Utah State. We're going to go with the Falcons of this one, 37-27. We got Clemson, 36. Boston College, 16. The over-under at 52.3. Dabo Swinney's got the Tigers on a 5-0 run right now and a 91% chance of winning. But you know what? These are always dangerous games, right? Teams from the south going up to the upper state or the colder weather. I don't know what the weather is going to be in Massachusetts this weekend, but keep an eye on that. Washington State taking on USC. Hey, this will be a good one. This will be a good one here. 13-point favorite. Hey, I know Lincoln Riley, a bit of a cupcake. The thing that I don't like what Lincoln Riley did is, and it is perception's everything, right? As soon as Oklahoma found out they're going to SEC, he bolts. Well, to me, that I don't like that. I just like, why would you bolt on your program, right? A program, and then you go to USC. I get it. USC is a storied program. But to me, I look at that, it's like, you know what? That tells me you didn't want to compete in the SEC and you bolted. Maybe if I'm wrong, let me know. That's the perception I see right there, right? I don't like that. I don't like that, especially when you're making a history with what you're doing at Oklahoma. I just wish you didn't do that. 37-27, but I like Washington State this week here. All right. Let me see here. Let me see. Let's go. Notre Dame taking on BYU. I got the Notre Dame winning this one 26-25. The over-under at 52.07. And let me see here. Just going to fix something right here. Boom. All right. Let me see here. Iowa taking on Illinois. 24-12. The over-under landing on 36.9. So we do have the fight in the Illini. Off that big win last week against Wisconsin. Kansas State taking on Iowa State. We do have the Wildcats winning this one 25-19. Army losing to Wake Forest 42-22. The over-under at 65.05. Kentucky off that loss to Ole Miss. And minus 10 is the line here. 49 is the total. We do have the Wildcats winning this one 29-21. Texas A&M taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Look at that. Hey, this is the game. Hey, I don't think was it Jimbo Fisher. I don't think he wasn't looking forward to this game. I don't think he slept all week. Nick Saban's just licking his chops for this game. 23.5 is the favorite. The line. 51.5 is the total. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for the Aggies. All depends how they approach this game. 36-14. The over/under at 51.2. The Coastal Carolina Chanticleers taking on UL Monroe. We do have the Chanticleers winning 36-17. Florida State 25. North Carolina State, the Wolfpack, a 3-point favorite, coming off a 30-20 loss to Clemson. We got them winning 27-25. We got the Ducks beating the Wildcats 37-24. Fresno taking on the Broncos. Boise State 25. Fresno 18. And San Diego State, the Aztecs 32, Hawaii 16. And the last game on the board, we got Oregon State taking on the Stanford Cardinal, 25-22, the over-under at 47.9. And now you know the rest of the story. All right, let me see here. Oklahoma moving the Eagles. Ole Miss favored by 6.5. Yep, they were favored by 6.5. All right, let's get on to the next agenda and what I normally do. And you know what? It's a quiet Wednesday, not a lot going. The baseball is not that good, so I figure, today let's go through the entire board of college football. This way, if you want to see our forecast, now you know the rest of the story. But again, I'm going to show you guys something that's it's really worth looking when you're looking at the law of average, right? I don't know if you guys used this theory last week. Hopefully it worked out for you. But again, I'll use the NFL. College football is too long. What you want to do is you want to play on a team that lost against the spread last week, straight up, and against the number, against a team that lost straight up. No, you want to play on a team that lost straight up and against the spread versus a team that won straight up against the number. And you can see the Packers here lost against the spread last week against the Giants. Miami Dolphins against the Jets. That's the law of average play this week. Tampa Bay against the Falcons. Tampa Bay has lost 2 now in a row against the point spread. Chargers against the Browns. Cleveland losing last week in Atlanta, so they are the law of average play this week. Detroit taking on the Patriots. Now, think of the mindset going into this game. Everybody saw, they saw that the New England Patriots went to Lambeau Field. They were very competitive, and going into the game, they figured they were going to kill the Patriots. Patriots very competitive, but again, now this week, New England a 3.5-point favorite. Everybody's going to be on the Patriots this week. I'm telling you, Detroit could be the play, and then the Panthers. The Panthers, well, they too much pressure on Matt Rule right now. I think Matt Rule, he's probably dead man walking right now, right? And San Francisco off that big win on Monday night coming in. I wouldn't touch this game. I know the law of average is Carolina, but it's part of the theory. But I wouldn't touch that game. I think Detroit is the team you want to look at. I think, that's probably the only one I would consider right now for Wednesday. All right, so that's the law of average theory. Let's take a look at the top sports betting options for this week. And let me go to college football. And your top 3 sports betting option: New Mexico +3 against Wyoming. However, it's a C-type team. Central Florida against SMU. Hey, they've been neutral 26 days, a 45.4% chance of winning. Louisville -3 against Virginia, neutral 26 days. And again, C-type teams, though, they only win 33% of their game. But the daily market value says we had the Cardinals at -9.2, and we got a 57.6% chance winning here on the Cardinal against Virginia. Boise State coming in at number 4 against Fresno, and Tulsa, your 5th betting option at Navy this weekend, a 6.5-point favorite. And we're giving them also in the DMVI 6.5. So fair market value if you do like Tulsa, and a 58.3% chance of winning against the Navy. All right, so there you have it. That is the top sports betting options for week number 6. I think it's number 6 in college football. Let's get to...
We're talking about practice. Not a game. We're talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
How silly is that? You know what? I was going to do NFL, but I'll do NFL on Football Friday. That's what we do here. Today in Major League Baseball, top trends are your friends, but they don't pay the rent. The over 9-0-1 for Cincinnati as a home team, coming off a 1-run win this season. The Orioles 8-1 as a pick in the 120 home favorite during night games this year. Texas Rangers 10-2 as a pick in the 120 home underdog, coming off a day game the last 3 years. The under 10-2 for San Diego as a 140-160 home favorite, coming off a 4-run win since 1996. That's pretty good. And let me see if I have any other good mic drop-offs right here. Just taking a look down here. This is pretty good. Texas Rangers 9-2 as a pick in the 120 home underdog, coming off 2 unders the last 6 years. And that is your top 80% club stats and trends for today, October 5th. All right, that was the show for today. And again, don't forget, you can follow the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. And if you want to get the Raymond Report, it's only $4.99 for the week. And you can come and kick the tires, get my beer and pizza money picks, and you can also get the Raymond Report on every game, the computer picks, all the tools in the toolbox. And later on, watch out for my basketball preseason picks at bballpicks.com. Also, I'll put in my picks at bullpenpicks.com, and I'll put in my preseason hockey picks right here later on at hockeypicks.com. All right, there it is. That's the show for today, and I'll be back here on a Thursday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back here tomorrow on another Raymond Report. Cheers.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns. I don't know.
Struggling. Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! If you smile, but the rock is gone.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Hey, baby!